We analysed a short story by E.B. White called Once More to the Lake.
So we decided to organize it by sentence. So the first sentence was, we went fishing the first morning. This establishes the setting, and the setting is established and suggests that it was the first morning of many to come. This is shown by the fact that the word first was mentioned, giving it significance instead of just saying we went fishing in the morning. It may represent his birth at the start of cycle of life.
The second sentence that we used was, I felt the same damp moss covering the worms in the bait can and saw the dragonfly alight on the tip of my rod as it hovered a few inches from the surface of the water. The damp moss represents his past, and he uses the word same to show that it hasn't changed over the years from when he was a boy to now. In using the word the, which is a definite article, rather than the indefinite article a to describe the dragonfly, it gives more importance to the dragonfly, and this is symbolizing his past.
So the third sentence was, it was the arrival of this fly that convinced me beyond any doubt that everything was as it always had been, that the years were a mirage and there had been no years. The word mirage is used as a metaphor for an optical illusion. This optical illusion could be his past, and it represents the reminiscent mood of the paragraph. Mirage is usually used inaccurately, as the past is not hallucination, as it has already happened and is not unreal.
The next section that we analysed was, the small waves were the same, chucking the rowboat under the chin as we fished at anchor, and the boat was the same boat, the same colour green, and the ribs broken in the same places, and under the floorboards the same freshwater leavings and debris, the dead hellgrammite, the wisps of moss, the rusty discarded fishhook, the dried blood from yesterday's catch. The word same is repeated 5 times throughout the sentence to show that nothing has changed over the years. The sentence is very long. This is because it is listing everything that is the same as it was when he was a little boy. This shows how the cycle of life has not changed over the years. In this excerpt from Once More to the Lake, personification is used when describing the rowboat. The rowboat does not actually have a chin or is coloured. This sentence shows images of decay as dried blood and dead hellgrammite. This may represent that the man's life is coming to an end.
The next portion we decided to analyze were 3 different sentences, and it starts, we stared silently at the tips of our rods, at the dragonflies that came in wells. I lowered the tip of mine into the water, tentatively, pensively dislodging the fly, which darted 2 feet away, poised, darted 2 feet back, and then came to rest again a little farther up the rod. There had been no years between the ducking of this dragonfly and the other one, the one that was part of memory. So this shows that nothing has changed with the butterfly from his past and the butterfly that is now. The one from his memory and this one that has happened right now still dodges the water, and everything that he does with his rod is occurring to the same butterfly. So this just shows how the cycle continues as time went on.
The last sentences that we looked at were, I looked at the boy who was silently watching his fly, and it was my hands that held his rod, my eyes watching. I felt dizzy and didn't know which rod I was at the end of. The author uses I a lot to show how he is reminiscing about his past when he was a little boy. He's expressing that this relates only to him and only to his past. And it also shows how he sees himself in his son.
So overall, this whole paragraph explains the cycle of life, and it does this by showing how nothing has changed between his childhood and from right now, the current time, and then nothing has really changed, and this is explained using the same word same and shown through the dragonfly throughout the paragraph.
The tone for the paragraph was informal. Thank you.